Okay. What's up, OG? New season, yeah. We're gonna be pushing the pit and see how far we can go. When did it start? This is the PTR. So the PTR started on Tuesday. So it's been up for almost a week now at this point. Pretty good though. Like it's doing pretty big damage. Big damage. $60 right now. What? 38,000 HP and like 20,000 barrier. I was like unkillable, dude. Back to 17. Alright, so 60 is done. I'm curious to see how high we can go with this build. I didn't check the time on that one, but I want to say we could probably try to go to 80 with it. We'll see what the limits of the build actually are. Oh, I didn't put on any pants. What was this one? Yeah, I didn't throw in any like good pair of pants on this build. We're actually missing some damage reduction. Could run a unique pair of boots also. Just about. What I like with the build is like that the poison stuff is actually unnecessary. Like all the damage still comes from the overpower. Feels pretty good though. That poison just doesn't do enough damage. So splashy poison. Come on, get closer. I want to see how much damage it does. It's really hard to see like the stats on that. We'll go back and we'll test it out in the kill shot after. Let's check out how much it is. Nah, we made it good. The druid is actually pretty good now. So what I want to do now is I want to see how much damage that poison dot is ticking for. It's going to be really hard to register it because it only activates inside of that small puddle. So we got another 5 tiers. Woo! We're almost at like the pit 100. But I don't know if this build will be able to push there. My guess is somewhere around 80. I would say most builds can probably do 80 in this game now, which is bad. Almost. Well, we can actually pass it. We're at we could go up to pit 70 now, but after this next one we should be able to go up a little bit more. What I plan to do now is test out that poison damage from the Grizzly Rage, but we have to spawn in some bosses. I appreciate the follow, Roy. Alright, let's go and go for multiple dummies. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to test out the poison puddle. How much damage does it do? It's doing pretty good damage. Wow, that's really, really good damage. As long as you get in those overpowers, man. The Bear Druid build's not too bad. Look at those numbers. 2,000 millions. The nice thing with this build, too, is look how tanky it is. We have 38,000 life and fortification, 28,000 barrier. And this barrier should be every, like, few seconds. It is, like, every 4-point-something seconds. It's not looking too bad. It's a new poison splash druid, and this is what causes it. It's called the Rotting Lightbringer. I do happen to have a perfect one in terms of the power, but the thing that you want to masterwork is the chance for pulverize to hit twice. So every 10 seconds we get a puddle on the ground, and this little poison puddle will deal damage. Now the damage doesn't really matter too much. It does do, like, you know, several million, but the big damage actually comes from when you splash the puddle. It does 40% of the total damage of the puddle, which is quite great. Now, unfortunately, there's a glitch over here where our skills are disabled with these guardians. That's actually a pretty interesting bug. Okay, hold on, there we go. Kind of messed up. I was gonna try to screenshot the damage. Wait. It plays music that stays forever. That's really weird. Are we back? You know, Eddie, I still think that the Hydra Sork is like miles ahead of this one. You can't fill the build like this season. You need help. So this is called Pulverize. Go Rangers. That's the build. All right. So we got a bunch of bosses already in here. All right. So brand new, unique, the Rotting Lightbringer. Let's go and show it off. So what does it do and how much damage can we actually hit for? Remember, this is a Grizzly Rage Druid. The damage will go up higher and higher, but you can see we're hitting for thousands of millions over here. And it is weird because it's not necessarily a dot build, but this way you guys can see the damage here. But what is actually causing everything is specifically the new Rotting Lightbringer. So every 10 seconds with Pulverize, we get to make a puddle on the ground. That puddle will be a poison puddle. And you'll see it does do damage. It'll take a second for it to ramp up, but it will tick for millions and millions of damage. But for the most part, your big damage is actually going to be coming from the overpowers, just like every single druid build. That's good for the most part. So how it works is when you actually pulverize on the poison puddle, it does 40% of the total damage of the puddle. So if it does 400 of its damage as poison, and then we have an additional 40x damage of the poison puddle, it gets kind of nice. Now, one thing to note with this is you do not want a greater affix on resource, otherwise it does not proc your ancestral guidance, which makes the druid bad. So you want to make sure that you masterwork pulverize, but you do not ever get a GA resource cost reduction. It will actually mess up your build. So you don't want to masterwork that. You don't want a GA on that. It actually makes the item worse, just as a bonus tip. But ideally, you want to masterwork that chance for pulverize twice. But that's the brand new druid build. You can see a little poison here, and when we do it, it splashes, and you can see we just one-shotted that extra special new Horadric little elite boss thing that comes in once in a while. Is there a way to shorten the time? You know, Eddie, I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of, because like cooldown reduction doesn't work because it's like on the unique. The only way I can think of doing it, which you can't do in the pit, is like if you either equip a new one or unequip it, you might be able to try to bug it out. That's maybe a possibility. But like, I mean, these would be unintentional. They want it to have a cooldown. But let's see how we can go with it. I want to see the maximum pit push. I want to say my guess is 80, so we're going to get pretty close. So go bear. Snapshot quick shift with that. Permanent quick shit. Oh, I still have one useless aspect on the build. Could throw in some vaults as well. Oh, it's a damage reduction guy. Causing all the problems. What's up, Jin? How you doing? But if you need the build, Go Rangers. I'll probably update it like today, later, or tomorrow. Actually, what I'll probably do is make like a quick guide or something. Because I need to focus in on making the Necromancer and the Spiritborn. Necro Spiritborn. I've done Barb this season already. The basic attacks. Oh, Viral Spark, thank you so much for the TikTok gift, man. Appreciate it. Oh, did you play this build, Joshua? Plenty, I find that new seasonal characters use Horadric powers at starting levels instead of waiting for 60. Is it a change? Oh, well, Horadric powers are the new season powers. Yeah, you can use them whenever you have them. There's no like level requirement. Yeah, the drops aren't super bad this season. Like in terms of getting greater affixes, it's better. But I still think that dropping non-GA items is like picking up. It's forcing your players to pick up garbage in terms of design. But like, see all that damage right there that we did, which was good damage, it didn't actually require us to have the poison puddle, which makes me think that the poison puddle is basically worthless. Like, it does do damage. But is it carrying the build? Not really. We just got that poison puddle. I like having Perma Unstoppable though. It does make the build feel much better. Season 9 starts. This is the PTR. It started on Tuesday. See, we have a brand new like laser that's following us. I'm gonna miss that laser build with the bear. It actually looks kind of cool. I never got to play it yet. Maybe we'll go back and build that one. Season 8. Ooh, got 10 seconds. Oh, back to 17. Oh, we need to actually make him vulnerable. The dot ticks aren't really like the impressive number at all. Ooh, got a double GA pair of gloves. Are they good? Ah! Nope, it's got fire res. Fire res is basically a non-stat. Yeah, it should officially start July 1st, but there's no official date on it. That's just when the battle pass ends, and sometimes they push things back. Alright, 75. Alright guys, we're almost at the max limit. The max limit. Is pulverize still good? I mean, that's what you're supposed to play in this season, like in terms of like their new addition to the game. Those other boots, I forget what they're called. There's like a special pair of boots that the druid can get. Maybe 75's it. Let's see though. Oh, there's the damage reduction guy. Maybe 75's the cap for this build. Wow, that poison damage is crazy. It almost melted us. Wow, this is with like 38,000 life too. That's crazy. But the build is only really good when you can comfortably like kill stuff fast. The reason why is if you don't kill stuff fast, you lose out on all the bonus overpower. It's like every 20 kills you get the overpower, right? When Grizzly Rage is down, the build feels terrible. lose out on 100x damage. It's a pretty big amount. Could we do this if we fished? Yeah, we could definitely get a 75 done if we pushed and fished. I want to say 70 is where the build is comfortable for most people. We could squeeze out a little bit more damage though. You think 75 is max? Oh, is that what you got? Have I tried leveling a character? I have not. They said it's the exact same as Season 8, but with the powers and the basic skills, it's a little bit better, like, objectively, but I could care less about the leveling. Have I played Night Train? I'm not sure what that is, Jack. Hello, Bastion. How you doing? You love Pulverize, but you wish they would show some love to it. They just made a brand new unique with it, but I'm gonna be real, it's kind of mediocre. But thank you, Bastion. So yeah, what we need to do is we need to put something else on. I actually have
magic in all things.
A no aspect
Let
here,
me show
so
you.
could definitely make this much better. There's only really like a few options here, so we can do Tubalts for more damage. What else can we run here? Because we want as much damage as possible. This one was kind of nice. Every 2 seconds, you do like 10x damage. Oh, there was a pair of boots, right? You can run the Earth's skills slow, so that would automatically apply the
masterful work.
The bonus for like damage to slowed enemies. There's also that one that pulls in enemies. I kind of like that one. It's just fun. Oh, I forgot about the NPCs. We can go pick up the NPCs. The NPCs will add a little bit more damage for sure. We get extra attack speed, and I really just like Subo, to be honest. I like the minimap being revealed. That's like my favorite. But thank you so much, Bastion. I appreciate the 5 the roses gift on TikTok. Thank you. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hire Subo. Oh, do I have to level all the? I really don't like leveling.
These would be most welcome.
I don't really like leveling these up. But yeah, we get 10x more damage. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at those boots. Let's see if there's anything good. I think that for the pants, Tubalt's probably the best. But the thing is that I'd have to then roll armor on my gloves, which I don't want to do. What are the boots called? There are some boots that the druid has that at one point they were good. I don't know if they nerfed them. Did they delete them? Oh, Wild Heart. Okay. Bestial Rampage. Is that? What is Bestial Rampage? Is that the? This thing? One with nature. What is Bestial Rampage? It's a druid key passive. Oh. Okay. So we get a boost to that, and then what else does it do? You can get up to 50% bonus. So it's up to 50%, so you can get basically, what is that, 60% increased damage, right? Let me see, what does it do? So you get 60% damage and 45% attack speed. That's actually quite nice. And what else does it do? Cold resistances doesn't matter. So it has attack speed on boots. But overall, if I wanted survivability, I guess we could go with like Yen's Blessing or Rakanal's Wake just for the resistances, but I'd say it really doesn't matter that much. I would say this build is probably around 70 is what I would say is comfortable, but I just want to show it off. I don't think that it's really that great, to be honest, the brand new unique, but I did want to upload some gameplay of it. Anyways. How are the new powers? The new powers, I actually think that they are quite fun. I like that you can modify them. I would say it's honestly pretty similar. But I like that they, even though you only have 5 abilities, you have so many more like things that you can change them up with. You can change the element, which is kind of cool to apply the slow, because the reason why is like your earth skills do more damage against like slowed or crowd control targets, and then the chill will automatically apply that. But we could try that thing out and see how it goes. All right, so my plan is to, I wanted to work on some druid stuff. All right, so let's show off the brand new Season 9 Rot Lightbringer Druid build. So how does this work? So how it works is you are going to be in Werebear using Pulverize. It's going to spawn in a puddle. You're going to use Pulverize on that puddle, and then it's going to deal a % of the damage around it. It's kind of cool, and we are going to be converting with one of the new things called the Rapid Bear, which makes it so Grizzly Rage, while it's active, we do poison damage, and we also get increased poison damage. And then we also spread rabies. By the way, if you're wondering, is rabies good finally this season? No. Rabies has been bad since the start of the game. But it has been getting a lot of buffs, but this isn't necessarily a rabies build. I tried to build into rabies with the build, making it so we can just auto walk. If you do like T4 content, it's acceptable, but it wouldn't be as powerful. But let me go and show you guys how this build can actually play. So right now what we're doing is we're going to basically snapshot one of the bonuses on the passives on the tree. It's not really necessary though, but how the build plays is you see this puddle? So one downside though with the puddle is it's not up 100% of the time. Actually, I think the audio is too loud. Let me actually reset it. Let me like see my own audio. I actually don't know how loud it is because it's been a while since I streamed on the PTR, and the PTR has different audio like levels because it doesn't save from your actual game. Let's show off content. It's acceptable. Are we good? You see this puddle? Okay, we can lower it a little bit. Just a smidgen. I think that should be good. All right, we'll go back to it. All right, take 2, Kappa. Oh, Bastion, thank you so much for was that summer? I can't. Oh, it's summer 2025 gift on TikTok. Thank you, man. How to flip the new Dark Magician support? You know, I haven't seen it. Did they actually release that, Assassin? They actually put out new Masked Hero support. I actually really like Masked Heroes. Never really cared for Dark Magician stuff though. Dark Magician Blue Eyes decks, I feel like they've always been sort of gimmicky, but there are times when they are good because they just like, you know, really something really, really powerful. That's broken, then it'll get banned. A short print, secret rare, $100 card, right? Okay, so now I think we're good. I think maybe we'll just enter and show it off in the middle of the gameplay, and we'll talk a little bit about it. Instead of puddles, it would permanently imbue. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, like a poison imbue, Bastion. All right. Let's go. So brand new Druid unique in Season 9. Let's show it off. So it's called the Rotting Lightbringer. So how it works is when we use Pulverize, we're going to have a puddle, and we splash in the puddle. Now there is a pretty big downside, is it's not every single attack. How it works is it's every 10 seconds you get the puddle. Now the puddle will last for 6 seconds, but there's a 4-second downtime. when you're fighting a boss, which obviously lowers your DPS. Now, to give him some feedback, I would say it's better just to have something up 100% of the time, but there's also a few things that I want to go over that really make this build or break it. So what you want to do is you want the chance for pulverize to hit twice to be your masterworked stat, but you do not want resource cost reduction in this item. I would advise Blizzard to maybe remove this or add something else. And the reason why is because that resource cost reduction cuts into one of the key passives that every single druid player gets, which is called ancestral guidance. When you make the item cost almost nothing, because if you get a GA one, it's actually bad, because what happens is you can have basically no spirit cost, which removes the ability to get this increased damage, which is bad. And because the resource cost is always on the item, you actually want to get a low roll on that resource cost reduction. You do not want a high roll, because that makes the uptime on the bonus a lot less frequent. If you get a greater affix one, you can reduce your pulverize to cost 0. But now that I went over that, because that's a big deal, I was not activating that, and that is a really big deal. Anyways, these guys can kind of spawn in once in a while. But let's get some gameplay. So it is going to be a Grizzly Rage build. So we now have perma Grizzly Rage. Even though it says that you can only get so much Grizzly Rage, it's not actually true. You'll see in the gameplay that we will have it 100% of the time. But you can see this is the puddle, and we're just splashing in the little puddle here. And it will do a pretty decent amount of damage. The build is still heavily reliant on Overpower, and Overpower took some massive nerfs. And also we lost out on the snapshotting from Cataclysm from the previous season with like the Cax rune. There's so many like things that would just give you so much damage, and it has been very, very sad to say the least for the Druid. But we'll go and do this pit 70. I want to say that you could definitely do like up to 75. It might take a little bit longer. It might require fishing on the boss. The main problem with Overpower is that if you want it to be good and feel good, you have to kill monsters fast enough. And the reason why is you get overpowers based on kills or a set amount of time. And it makes it so much better when you're consistently killing targets to get overpowers. It just makes the build feel smooth. But it feels smooth up until 70. If you want to go 75, you can. It's just the build feels a lot worse, and at that point, I'd probably consider trying out another build. But you can see the poison over here, this is what we want to use, but I can't really utilize it because, well, the enemies are further away, and I only get this one time every 10 seconds. Even though it's up for 6 seconds, you see all these other monsters, they're not exactly in the puddle. So I have to spawn in another puddle, wait for the 10 seconds, maybe reposition. But once that puddle's up, and once you get like the shockwave of the pulverize, and then you also get like the circle AoE from it and the poison, it does pretty good damage. Now I would still say that Hydra is probably the build that people want to play in the next season. I wanted to show off some gameplay of like all the classes. Like we've been doing Barb, we've been doing Sork. Sork obviously a little bit more favorite here in this season. And then Rogue, unfortunately, it's all nerfs. It's all nerfs for the Rogue. But I like to try out new ideas, and I'll show you guys some other cool things that I've been trying out as we're testing things out on the PTR. We'll make this kind of a discussion video as well. And then my plans are to make a build guide for this. As I would say in the current state, it's probably better that you don't even run the unique and you run another multiplier. Because remember, you have to sacrifice your two-hander, which is a very big thing to sacrifice. Because we put on the amulet the shockwave instead of a two-hander, because it gives you up to 200x for the pulverize, which is a really big multiplier. And because you are running the unique, you don't have room for it. But you see that the damage isn't bad at all. But one thing that I wanted to note here is that we can actually keep this Wear Bear up 100% of the time. As long as I'm not really stopping, you can keep it up. We're going to have to get rid of that guy that has damage reduction. And I'll go over some of the newer other changes in the build. And some of the things you may want to look out for, as they might not be working properly on everything. because some of the poison stuff is related to dot, and you don't really do dot in this build. Like, it does do dot damage, but that's not the point of the build. We got these are the Jewel Guardians that spawn. They do actually pretty insane damage too. Like, this build is incredibly tanky. Look at it, 38,000 HP, 28,000 berry, and they shred through it. I don't know if they do like percent damage or what. These are like newer monsters for the season. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do we'll just do a 70 in the pit. Like I said, if we wanted to, 75 is where I would say the build can still do. But if you're looking to do pit 100, I would say probably not something that I see the build doing in the current state. Maybe if it gets a couple extra buffs. Maybe you get really, really lucky too. But the one problem that Druid has kind of had is like on the bosses, in particular with pulverize, because again, a lot of the stuff is like killing X enemies, or you just have to attack so many times in order for your next attack to apply the overpower. But one thing we do need to do is apply vulnerability with the build, and we have these little like tethering little laser things, and this applies my vulnerability, so that's good. But ideally, this is what we do. We hit him with the double circle and the poison splash, and then we also hit him with the shockwave, the little wave. So positioning is kind of important in this build. But the build, it's very, very tanky. Just one thing I like with this build. We don't even have res cap. Alright, so we got the poison right here. We have to try to hit him with everything. But again, the orange numbers is the big damage, and that's all the overpowers. And that's what you want to try to focus in on. So we had definitely some more time. Like I said, 75 is where I'd say the build can manage. However, I wanted to go over some other things that I was kind of looking at in terms of like the build to kind of squeeze out more damage, and some of the things that I have actually noticed with the build. So first off, this is the item that enables all the poison. Now, as far as stacking poison, the enemy is not the damage that you deal, it's the total of the poison's damage, but it's not the damage over time on the enemy. So it may behave differently because it's on the ground. So some of the other poison things may be something to look at in terms of like when you're adding more duration for the poison. Again, that isn't applying to this, it's applying to the enemy as far as some of the stats. As far as the powers go, interestingly enough, I'm not running the poison one. I was checking out how much damage the poison can actually deal. If you're doing T4 content, that's fine. T4 content, keep in mind, the pit's always changing, and obviously with all of the temporary like changes. So Torment 4 is 55, so we were just doing a 70 over there. Like I said, I want to say 75 is probably where the build would kind of feel a lot worse, because the way pulverize works is there's a lot of these things on the skill tree which are based around like every 8 seconds you get pulverize that overpowers, and every 10 seconds the next one will apply the overpower, and there's also things that will apply overpower on every 6th attack, the next earth skill. So some of the newer changes that were quite nice. This video isn't necessarily meant to be like a build guide, as I kind of want to test out some other stuff, is that the Ursine Horror is something that got changed, where pulverize is an earth skill, and after overpowers, our earth cooldowns are reduced by 5 seconds. So this one's kind of nice to have, because not only does it count it as an earth skill, but it is in nature at the moment. So you can tag a lot of the other bonuses that would be for nature. That would be like some of these. There's also these other ones over here where it does more damage to slowed, stunned, and immobilized, which can be okay. And that's why I'm playing the cold one, so we can apply a chill, which is a slow. Other things that I'm playing here, because remember I was telling you guys, you do not want to get resource cost reduction, because when it goes down to too low of a cost, your uptime on your Paragon, the Ancestral Guidance, becomes basically not up as often. You can actually get it to cost 0 spirit, because I was wondering if you could. If you get a GA one, yes, it could be 0. Keep in mind, most builds will play with Ring of the Starless Skies. So with Ring of the Starless Skies, that's another 50% reduction. And when it gets to be too much resource cost reduction, your uptime is bad. That's why I was telling, as a suggestion, to maybe just remove this stat completely, put on like overpower damage or something like that. And the reason why is the resource cost reduction actually eats into your damage. So that's something to know. But normally you would put the shockwave and you'd still want envenom. That's another stat that you want on your amulet. But is that you would put shockwave in a two-hander, which would give you that 200x, and then you could throw another thing that could give you basically another like 100x. There's like that one with fortification. So you would actually like lose damage for inconsistent uptime on the like poison. So honestly, I would say if you wanted to push, you could probably play the build without it. So in order to give them proper feedback, this poison thing should be up 100% of the time. It should not be every 10 seconds. It should be like every single time that you hit with pulverize, it either makes the puddle or just does the poison damage, or something related to where there is no downtime on it, because the downtime makes this feel worse and you might as well just play something else. At least that's how I see it. There's also this change with Rapid Bear, where when you use Grizzly Rage, your direct damage is converted to poison, which also allows you to throw on the new gems for the elemental damage, because everything that's non-physical is considered, elemental damage. So basically, you do anything that is, except for physical, this just gives you some extra damage. So that's why it helps out. Plus all of the other things on the Paragon board that like normally you may not be able to tag in a pulverized build because it's not a nature magic, because now it's earth and nature. It also has the ability to give you poison. Interestingly enough, with the rabies, there is a nice thing that you get, because heightened malice, while there's a poison enemy nearby, you get 35x damage, and then you get additional damage for each poison enemy up to 4. If they really want to like have this fantasy of also having like rabies, because as we walk, we will hit everything with rabies, but the rabies damage is so bad that like, I mean, you could probably do T4 content if you built into rabies, but then you're not really using pulverize. So it's kind of weird that they designed the build to do rabies and pulverize in the same build. The rabies, though, just as a heads up, is used to activate poison on the enemies, not to deal damage. I tried to make it deal damage, it's not worth this. So it's basically a pulverize that is kind of worse because it's less uptime with this item. But yeah, I just wanted to show off the new item and show off some of the other things that I kind of discovered while playing. And because I was talking about like you don't want resource cost reduction, you do need to form a resource, and this item is so good to throw on this Arcana power, which gives you every single time you activate your catalyst, which for me is every 5.3, but there's another like set of cooldown that we get on it, and then we get extra resource, 20% of our maximum resource for the next 10 seconds. So that's really nice, and it's per second. So it's really useful. This is basically 100% uptime on all the builds that use resource. This thing is absolutely key. But another thing I wanted to mention is Grizzly Rage has this thing. I don't know if this is bugged right now, but it does say that you turn into Werebear, it lasts up to 17 seconds, and then the kills extend it, but the duration cannot go above 17 seconds. Now, before, it would actually like fall off eventually, but now it seems like it just works, because if you get a kill or you overpower a boss, it extends the duration by 5 seconds. That duration can't go above 17. So basically, you have a time limit of 17. As long as you're still killing stuff, it's pretty much infinite. So you will have infinite Grizzly Rage. That is back, because before it had a cooldown, and if you reach the cooldown, you can infinitely get it. But if you are having cooldown issues, you can also consider running Calm Before the Storm. As long as you happen to have this over here, which makes it so the pulverize counts as an earth skill, it will count as nature magic, therefore it does work with it. So if you're having cooldown issues earlier on, you can run that. But I don't really have that much cooldown in the build. The cooldown that I actually have is Grizzly Rage cooldown reduction on 1 ring. You can get it in 2 rings, you can get it in your amulet. You could also get this as an offensive stat, interestingly enough, because this kind of ties into like the build's progression, kind of what I want to show off, is if you temper on a offensive category here, there is actually a Grizzly Rage duration. Now, you do not need any of it, as I showed you guys from the gameplay, but it does exist. So if you are having trouble, or earlier on, just get this and you'll be good. I would say you don't need it. Like I said, I don't have it anywhere. I originally had a bunch of piece of items that had Grizzly Rage duration everywhere, and then you could get it to last a lot longer, but it doesn't matter because as long as you're killing the targets, you will have 100% Grizzly Rage, which is part of the newer build. There's actually another mod that you can throw on with Grizzly Rage, because they actually buffed up Grizzly Rage quite a bit. There's this extra like crit over here. So if you want to increase the duration even further, you increase it by another 10 seconds, and then your critical strikes while Grizzly Rage is active, you can get up to 60x crit. There's also this fortification one. So honestly, I would probably recommend playing like the build that people played before, where you'd put a regular two-hander, and then you run your shockwave there, and then there's just another fortify that gives you, yeah, this is the one. Your core skills damage deal up to 75x increased damage based on your fortify. If you have 100% fortification, then well, yeah, you're gonna get the full benefit. This on an amulet is like over 100% because you get the 50% bonus. So that would make this build way stronger, and then you wouldn't have to rely on the poison puddles. But obviously I got to show you guys the poison puddles, even though I'd say the other build is probably better. This is the way that the game is at the moment. So that's Rotting Lightbringer, that's new Pulverize, Poison, Splash, Druid. And if you're wondering, by the way, why I'm playing the pets are still active during the Grizzly Rage. During Grizzly Rage, you lose out on all your other abilities that are like bear, but it still works with the companions, and the companions can apply, like, there's like bonuses that you get, just like free crit and other bonuses where you just get like extra poison for it. But I actually use it for specifically the rune combo Nagu Zan here. So Zan rune obviously pretty good because you definitely want that overpower. But yeah, that's kind of like the brief overview of the build. Starlight, is this? Yeah, this is season 9. Yep. Hello Roy, how you doing? How will Death Trap be? Everything's for Rogue is pretty much minus 10 tiers. Yeah, I have like I was working on this like tier list over here to go over stuff that like I was seeing. And so far, the highest Druid build that I've seen is a 90. So yeah, I have like, as far as Death Trap goes, I think I have it. Death Trap is 100. Is the highest that I've seen. So you can still technically do 100, but it's going to be harder because remember, that's with someone's gear that's completely maxed out. But I kind of want to do a regular build to see like how smooth it feels. So what we need to do for the regular build is we just need to get a two-handed mace.
Hello, shining shame. Vasily's ghost.
Oh, we got a resource cost reduction one. We don't want that. That's actually bad.
What's left?
All right, so our plan now is to get a regular one and just see what the numbers are looking like. Because the highest end we're hitting for like 2.4 thousand million. Can I help you level? Jack, so you go to this NPC and you just go to apply boost, and then you just go to this, and it will make your character max level. You don't need to level up, man. I don't know, someone needs help with Lilith on season 9?
I can take
you don't really get anything for it. We need to get Obols. It's going good, Roy. Just trying to test out the Druid. I'm pretty much done with the Druid. I think we're going to move on to Necromancer very soon. What we need for the oh, that's the slow. Okay, and then what we wanted to do was get a actual weapon. Okay, yeah, two-handed mace.
It seems you're pretty very nice, but could be
Spirit
better.
on kill. Nope.
Until next time.
So we just need any GA.
Father, bring you luck. Fair bit. It seems your It seems your
Ooh,
prayers
okay, what
have
did we
been
get?
answered.
We got overpower and life. Ooh, and willpower. Oh my gosh, there we go. Nice. Alright. Hopefully we get this on the first try, man. First try. Alright, let's go to repair, and then let's go to... we don't even need to reroll anything, do we?
What do you need?
It's all good, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is temper on. The pulverize to hit twice. Ooh, that's pretty good. Pretty good in the first roll. And then what we need is werebear overpower damage. Werebear overpower. 160. Okay, I'll take it. I'm not going to be too greedy. And then you want to masterwork this 3 times. Oh, cool. Come on, get it twice. Oh, unlucky. I'm going to go for the first 2. So, actually, what I should do is just go for...
That there is worth the coin.
Oh, come on, please, please, please. Oh, no, it didn't hit it.
Come back if
It's just really annoying to re-roll again and again. I really don't like the system. I hope they can change it. It's just not fun, in my opinion, to sit there and do it again and again. Was it Nagu? Zan. And then now we throw on the shockwave.
No witchcraft here, only honest magics.
Fortification.
That's a good omen.
That's 240x. Oh my gosh, dude, that's so much damage. That's so much damage that we were losing out on. Holy. Druid and Relgan Low's Pit. Yeah. Druid is actually not too bad this season. But like, obviously I'm not going to do the poison puddle, but I don't even need to convert it. We just need to run this. And we'll see what it looked like for 75. I bet you it's like way better. Because now we have like... Do we have another like 200x damage the whole time? There's no downtime in between, right? Which is like way better. But then we're not playing the new thing. Oh, it's like way more damage. It's like so much more damage. Oh my gosh. It's so much more damage. Holy. I don't know if you guys notice it, but like it feels night and day different. It's more than double DPS. I mean, I'll definitely be able to do it. But at this point, you're not even, like, it's the same build. I don't even really want to play this. It's like the same thing that we've already done before. Whereas that new one, it kind of had a cool little play style, you know? Like, it had some sort of, like, cool identity with it. But the reality is, if it sucks, people won't want to play it.
Not much gets past me.
Alright. the PTR is indeed out, Geo. It came out on Tuesday. It'll only last another couple days. So if you want to play it, yeah. PTR Season 9 is not out. Oh no, this guy. I feel like some people just. I don't know. All right. So here we'll make a tutorial just for him, man. Just because. All right. Here. Eastern Bloom is trolling people, so don't listen to him. He's trolling. Season 9 is indeed out. Alright, so. Alright. So. Don't listen to this guy. He is trolling everyone in the chat. Season 9 is already out. You can see there's an official Blizzard blog post over here. If you want to access it, you just go into your game and you select public test from. You can see we are literally playing right now. It is indeed out. It's on the official Blizzard website from May 27th to June 3rd. Once it's June 3rd, that is it. That's when the PTR is over. If you guys are unable to access it, that is because you're not on PC. This is a PC only thing. Console players do not get access to the Season 9 early for the PTR. But yeah, I just figure, you know, I hate when people like try to troll other people like that. I don't mind trolling, but like when people are like saying like this game isn't out, or like they'll mess someone up because this is only limited time thing. Oh wait, hold on, there's a special thing over here. Let's go see if that thing is up. Poison Puddle is not good. So nope. But yes, you can see this is the new powers. This is all Season 9. I don't think that, yeah, I think that that's just maybe a glitch or something. But now we're gonna go back to playing we'll play the new stuff for Season 9 because I need to get background gameplay anyways. But I have made the build way stronger with some new updates. But we're gonna go back to playing the
The wonders of
I need to get
sanctuary at
background
your
gameplay for something.
fingertips.
So
How may I help you? May your road be filled with wonders.
any poison builds viable? You could. I mean, you're about to see it right now. I mean, for World Tier 4, it's fine. It's totally fine. Nagu and Zan. Now we get more overpowers. Alright, let's go do one of the brand new escalations. These are brand new. Damn, we've already been playing this for an hour. That was really fast. Oh, we know what we need to do real quick too. Is we need to swap a aspect. We need the aspect of the shockwave. If we don't have that, this build does no damage. It is so key in the build.
Well, let's have a look.
%180%. That's like crazy damage. How long do you think you'll get to? Oh, you're practicing leveling? I actually don't. I didn't know. I didn't test it out. I didn't like level them up. I just did the PTR boost to get all of the powers.
Then I stuck the fool with his own blade.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, like most of the stuff's pretty much dying in like one hit, right? Pretty easy stuff. How is Shred? Shred right now has completed a 90. I would say maybe you get to about 80, 85 with regular pulverize. The other version, 75, seems to be around the cap. But like this build feels pretty good. It's just the little puddles are pointless, you know? Wait, does that actually make you go into human form? Do you get you get the bonus with it. The problem with the druid, like, it's just that every single build relies on overpower, and since like they nerfed the overpower, it just doesn't make me excited to play the druid. Because the druid only really gets to feel good when you one-shot with the bear. Like, I like that. S tier for Season 9, the Bleed Barbarian that can do infinite damage, and then the Hydro Sword. Those are your 2 top builds. The Shatter version of Hydra is not easy to play, though. It's like one of those that, like, no, honestly, most people probably won't play it. They'll play Hydra regular, but the Shatter version, not ideal. I'm pretty sure that one still uses the Ice Shards bug. The Shatter's been bugged for so long, though. They have not fixed it, but it's fine. Like, I don't care if they fix the bugs or not. As long as the game is fun, I think that that's what matters. Like, Hoda was so fun to play. Hoda is very similar to this in playstyle. It's like, you hit once and it just deletes everything. But the Barbarian looks way cooler than Druid, so I'd play the Barb for that reason. See, the poison puddles aren't bad. It's just that, like, it just takes too long. But we have to go fast because our Grizzly Rage is only 10 seconds. And if we lose out on it, fun is all that matters. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know there's some people that are like, you're playing a bug build. I mean, you know, almost all the builds in Diablo, to be fair, are kind of bugged in some sort of way. It's just the way this game is. The only time you lose out on Grizzly Rage is when you walk in between another zone. Like, we're about to get Grizzly Rage again, which is good because it's really, really big extra damage. It's another 100x damage. All of those things don't actually work. But every single time we kill an enemy, that's an additional second, so. No, it's 11 seconds, come on. See, I really hate that. It's... I think they should be a little bit more generous with the duration on it. Because when you're climbing down the ladders and stuff, you can lose out on your Grizzly Rage, which is a big part of the build. What skill? This is Pulverize. And then we get the brand new little poison puddles with a new unique called the Rotting Lightbringer. It actually sucks though, don't play it. I'm literally playing this because it's new. I would recommend to run a regular. So you could still kind of play a new build. It's just that the Pulverize does poison damage. It doesn't really change the gameplay. The poison puddles, it actually changes the gameplay. Because these little puddles, you want to splash in the puddles. And the reason why is it does a % of your Pulverize damage in another AoE. And if your Pulverize activates 2 times, then, well, you get, you know, hopefully double puddles. Now we gotta travel here. See, this is the problem that I have with, like, the way that they've designed this, like, build. Just let us have Grizzly Rage. Just, like, let us activate the ultimate. Kind of like in Diablo. You can see we're back to, like, 15 seconds now. Look at that. It just absolutely deleted them. Next floor. But now I've got 15 seconds to get to the next floor. So I think maybe if you put 1 on to get, like, the 20 seconds could be okay. But then you lose out on, like, another big source of damage. but we'll see how it goes. When it comes to endgame, which is better, Diablo 4 or PoE? Right now in the current state, I would say most people will probably enjoy PoE 2. There's just more stuff to do. In Diablo, this is... I mean, Nightmare Dungeons have existed. You need to do it for Oblisite anyway. So, in Diablo 4, you have two forms of endgame content. You have Oblisite farming, which is what we're doing right now, in Nightmare Dungeons. You can also do Infernal Hordes, that is kind of endgame too. Because that's farming gems and Oblisite. And then we have the Pit. The Pit is like the only real, like, you have to do it. Because you can do Infernal Hordes, or you can use your mercenary currency, and you can use the mercenary currency technically and get the Oblisite that way. But for the most part, you have to do this. Either this or Infernal Hordes to get Oblisite. And this is Oblisite. We use it to upgrade our gear. This little Horadric gateway thing. Oops, I want to double click on it. Gotta, I think, kill everything first. That's how it works. But I hate how it looks like it's about to run out. But you still have the full duration. It's like 17 seconds. But it feels like the build only does damage when you overpower. I like how we don't even get the rewards.
You there! Please, help us get out of here!
I like how she's saying help us get out of here, and then she just like stops. They solve boss damage? Yeah, the boss damage isn't too bad with the poison puddle. Like, you see the poison puddle? So when we splash in it, it does 40% of 400. What is that, like a 180? So 180% of the damage. So it's actually not that bad. I like how it says missing name. He has a name. It's like Zixers. Bringing back damage on Tuesday. Look at this. Warthic? Missing name. Missing rare name. PH completion shrine. Okay. PH stands for placeholder. But yeah, if you guys see the points, we have 1,200 points. A good build will get 4,000 points. So, we could get maybe 2,000. I think 2,000 is possible. We frozen. What the heck? Alright, there we go.
It's what I do.
Oh, we don't even get our loot. I don't know why there's like, I get it, it's PTR, we're expected to see bugs, but like there's just things, there's like so many things that are missing. I don't mind the missing monster names, but like you're missing on like the loot. That's like, that should be a pretty important thing to keep in, you know? But maybe it's some sort of like a battle pass currency or something, I don't know. Okay, we already killed 2,000, so a special boss. Oh, there's the special boss, guys. We got the 2,000 and the butcher showing up. And the butcher's dead? I don't know. We scared away the butcher. And then it's Blood Bishop again. I think he can only spawn. Let's see, what are we getting? So we got 0 greater axes, which is pretty bad. Top 3 builds. So Barbarian, Flay right now, and then Hydra, and then the other one. Probably Spiritborn, honestly. Spiritborn. It's the same build every single season with Spiritborn. It's Quill Volley. I don't know why they haven't made one other good build with Spiritborn. Technically, the Rock Fist wasn't that bad. It was just because it was so broken that you could play anything, which was a better experience with the Spiritborn. Than now it's like, oh, you have to play Quill, because it's just like so much better. I saw a build by Wudijo doing Rake, and it wasn't that bad. So maybe you can get away with anything as long as it's like the new Thorns and Poison. So what is our time on this? 13 seconds. Oh, we're good on this. Okay, look at this. We're back to 17 seconds. Woo! All right, next floor. Let's go for it. Diablo's broken. Yeah. Diablo 4 specifically. Diablo 3 is actually a pretty good game now. Like, the more that I play Diablo 4, I actually appreciate Diablo 3. But, you know, with Diablo 4, they do technically put in a lot of effort to try to fix the game. And, you know, even though it's been bugged, not every game gets to, you know, get fixes, you know. Some games stay broken forever. But now, Ashroth is way easier now that we scaled Overpower. Before, I couldn't even fight him, man. I mean, the Barbarian would have killed the thing 20, 30 times already. But this is like, okay, it's a pretty good build still, to be fair. It's not broken, but this is what I would consider like an A-tier build for sure. Like, that made the boss pretty easy. Like, A or S tier in terms of like how easy that was compared to, you know, the game in general. Oh, we got a sword. Do we get the? We got the Azurat. Let's see what else we got here. All right, but if you compare this to the Barbarian, this is like an F tier build. The Barbarian has infinite damage. It's kind of impossible to beat infinite damage, you know? But Vashon, thank you for the ice creams. You playing Rock Splitter Poison? Ah, Specs, yeah. What content is this? Oh, this is that boss that we just fought. This is the new stuff. So, the new Nightmare Dungeon Escalations is what we did. We cleared the whole thing out in 13 minutes. So, I'm guessing their game plan is a 15-minute run. This is a pretty good build for this. Now, obviously with the pit, not what I would consider top tier, but it's still an absolutely good build. I mean, it shredded the boss without very much effort. Like, it didn't really even get to do its mechanics, you know? That's a funny fight this morning. Wait, were you here, Birdie, with that? When I couldn't kill the boss. Like, the HP just reset. That's when we were playing Rabies, though, I think. We had, like, a bunch of points into Rabies. That was bad. You have to play Overpower. The reason why I didn't scale Overpower before is because I was thinking that it was all dot, but you cannot build it that way. It's just, it's really bad. The difference was, like, thousands of times of damage. Like, I get it, you know, if a build is 20-30% better, even like 2 or 3 times better, you know, that's understandable. But when a build is like 500,000 times better than one build, then, like, if one build, you know, it takes you 10 minutes to fight the boss, and this one took us, I don't know, was that maybe 30 seconds for the boss? And then my Barbarian, it kills it in 1 second. So, it's big difference. You want me to add you on Discord, Rebby? I mean, you could add me on Battle.net if you want to. But sure, as long as you send good memes. But yeah, right now, this is the Helltide, though, Paul. This hasn't changed. I'm just, right now, I like to get 15 minutes of background gameplay, so when I make a build guide, there's enough time for me to talk about the build. because I'm going to go work on uploading this build now. And then I gotta upload a Marvel Rivals video. PTR Druid, yeah, you see the new poison? The poison splasher. You create these pools of poison, and you swim in them by slamming, and it does more damage, but it's underwhelming to say the least. All right, what about Kicksarth? How's our DPS on it? You know, this boss used to be actually really hard, like genuinely really hard. He would throw in like drifting shade. And... oh, that's the new item. That's the new poison pool. One forgotten soul. Only one. I'm out, Marvel Rivals. Yeah. But like, the thing is that I actually think PTR is more fun than the real game. But I think I'm good enough on the druid. Oh, let's go. Oh, back. Okay. And then, if any of you guys want the build, I'll show it off real quick, and then I'm gonna take a break and get some food. But if anyone wants to build, you can have it right now. All right. So let's go over the gear. So here's the gear. I think you can do bolts as the pants, and then you have to get armor in the boots, and it has to be GA. Otherwise, you won't reach the armor threshold. Although, you know what? Checking the armor should be something you check outside of town. Actually, thinking about it now. The reason why is you have a lot of like armor while in Werebear. It does give you bonus armor. So the first 2 points don't really matter. You could do this. You can go claw. And the reason why you would go claw is because you can get, I think it's called heightened senses. And you can snapshot the heightened senses. I think you could also put more into debilitating roar. That would be an okay stat. But since this whole build is only about pulverize, it doesn't make sense that they're like, okay, here, we want you to do pulverize, but then we're going to give you rabies, and then we're going to make rabies like super good and just spread to all the targets. The main issue that you have with that is then you want to scale poison with rabies, but then with the bear, like, you don't have enough like aspects. You don't have enough room in the build because you have to play the two-handed unique. I think that it would have been smarter for them to make it like a one-hander unique, and then that way you'd still have like some extra source of damage. We have Spirit, we have Headhunter, and then, oh wait, we should do this. So it's Spirit, Headhunter, Dominate on Ancestral Guidance. Actually, I have this already in the planner. This part is actually uploaded on the build website, but I haven't actually changed all of the nodes because I actually swapped the Keeper. Give me more survivability. This one was kind of nice to get that extra damage reduction though. I guess that one was okay to get Werebear. And then is that everything? Oh, the powers. So you want to apply a slow because the slow applies a bonus to your damage. It's like damage against crowd control. So the cold chills the enemies. And then we want resource. The barrier made it super tanky, and then you need vulnerability in the druid. And then we play the laser because I think this is the best one. I don't think there's anything that even comes close to the laser. Laser is by far the best because the laser, you can just upkeep the vulnerability. The other one's like it vulnerables like the pack, but this one it comes out, it vulnerables everything, and then you can move, and then the laser will vulnerable even more targets. But I think that's everything we have for the build. I don't think we need anything else. That's it. Yeah, there you go. Poison pulverize. Yep, that's the goal of the build. But like, look at my gear. My gear is actually crazy. Look at this, like 7 to core skills, 6 to core skills. When we go outside, it's like 30 something skills to pulverize. Like, it's crazy how much we have in this. But anyways, I'm gonna take a break, get some food, but I will be back later tonight, and I think we'll either do Necromancer or Spiritborn. I'm not actually sure what I want to play yet, but I'm going to play one or both of those tonight as well. But thanks for stopping by, guys. Really appreciate it. I'll be back, like I said, later tonight for Spiritborn. I'm just going to work on uploading the build guide and stuff. But how bad is Rogue nerf? Oh, Trung. Every single build by Rogue is like negative 10 tiers. Rogue not looking too good, honestly. Anyways, GG's. I'll see you guys later tonight. But follow me on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. All the same if you guys want to see more videos and stuff.